This past weekend, I was in Massachusetts, Springfield to be exact, for the 2025 HoopHall Classic, where we had the opportunity to see four of the best prospects in the world in AJ DeBansa, Ament, Darryn Peterson, and Cam Boozer. Actually, it was really helpful to me as well, just from a scouting lens. As early in the week, I had the opportunity to see Dylan and Ace at Rutgers get a nice win over UCLA. And then I was at Boston College to see Cooper Flagg and Duke get a nice road win early in ACC play. So, going into this event, the 2026 NBA draft is considered by respected grassroots scouts across the NBA as, really heavy hitting draft. And we're gonna kind of talk through why in this video. With Ament, it starts with the size, starts with the length. He's 6'9". He's got long arms, long legs. He's a wiry guy. He's still growing into his body. And then, with that size, he's an incredible shooter. He's a fluid shooter off the dribble, off the catch, off the move. He's comfortable dribbling to his left, to his right, from deep range. He just rises up above guys. He uses his size really well, and, that shooting's the staple to his offensive skill set. Stacking that shooting, he has a pretty good understanding of how to play. He's a pretty good feel for the game. He can recognize, the help, make the right reads, and then defensively, he can, notice things, rotate, block shots, get deflections, read the passing lanes. He has a pretty good baseline feel. He knows how to play. He's a smart basketball player, especially considering his age. And then maybe most importantly for someone like Nate, his trajectory. You look at this picture right here. This is just 3 years ago. He's a late bloomer. He's still growing into his body. He's still, adding that kind of functional strength, that functional athleticism. And, we'll talk about it from the game film, but I think something that's significantly enhanced his upside and, maybe the past 12, 18 months tracking him is that, he's starting to become more comfortable with that contact. He's starting to get a feel for his body. He's a fluid ball handler for his size. He's able to, play off bumps now. He's dunking more, playing in traffic. Defensively, he's, making plays outside of his area. He's using his size, and he's using that feel we talked about. And then conversely, Darren's kind of the opposite. He's someone that's been atop the rankings ever since he was a freshman in high school. And, to his credit, to his family's credit, his circle's credit, he's more than stayed afloat. I think he's someone that's continually sharpened his craft. And, with him as a guard, it starts with that positional size. He's 6'5". He's got broad shoulders. He's got big hands. He's, a swift athlete. He's explosive. He can change speed seamlessly. He's pretty fluid with the ball, without the ball. And then, with those physical tools, he's a high-level shot maker. He's precise with the way he dribbles, with the way he attacks these spots. Overall, he's just a very polished guard prospect. He can shoot, he can score at all three levels. He's comfortable in a ball screen. He gets to his spots without wasting many dribbles. He has counters. He'll beat you with fakes. He'll beat you with pivots. And, on top of that, as a scorer, he can read the floor. He can make plays for others. He's comfortable finishing at the rim with both hands, which has been something really impressive with him. I remember back at From a Zero Elite Camp, Damian Lillard's prestigious high school event they held in Phoenix. He had a play where he drove 2 dribbles, put his shoulder in the defender, reverse pivot, finished with his left hand. Next possession goes down, drives to his left, turns around, fakes, full step through, finishes inside hand with the right. He's a super refined guard. He has a very polished skill set. And then overall, he shows that maturity, without the ball. He carries himself with a very distinct, confident demeanor. He's a no-nonsense type of kid, and, that's helped him. He signed to play at Kansas for Bill Self, and he'll have a lot of eyes on him over the next couple years. So, start the game. Nate's got the ball, coming off ball screen. Here he gets a double. Nate's someone, at Highland, this isn't an IMG. This isn't Amon Vert. This isn't a prolific prep. He's not surrounded by, 5- and 4-star talents throughout the rotation. So, something he's had to learn and grow through is, playing through doubles. A lot of teams, especially with his size, they'll throw a quicker or smaller wing or guard on him and get under him, be tough with him. And, understandably, a late bloomer still growing into his body, being that tall, he'd struggle with the doubles. He'd pick up his dribble, maybe turn it over sometimes, or maybe those doubles would allow him to not leave his footprint on the game. But something I think that's been extremely encouraging as of late, watching him this summer, watching him the fall, now watching him this past weekend, is he's much more composed now when doubled. We see here he maintains control of the ball, retreat dribble, finds his man, and he's kind of combining that physical skill set with the IQ and then the actual handle and passing ability. First possession for Darryn, catches his short corner, quick turnaround, cashes a fadeaway, and to be honest, he's the type of shot maker where his teammates, his coaches, they're not blinking when he takes a shot like that because he makes it look easy. But yeah, Nate gets a deflection, gets a hand on the ball, quick transition, one dribble, right to his shooting pocket. Fluid, high rising, quick three. He's a big time shooter. Here we have some of the pace from Darryn coming off the ball screen. He's never in a rush. He's never in a hurry. He does have a professional pace. Comes off, quick step through contact. Could have been and one. Finishes with his right hand. Here, deflection by Nate, showing that activity defensively. Here we get some of the physicality. We show that growth. So, they're being tough with him. They're getting under him. They're pressuring him. And he embraced it, to be honest. He had 10 free throw attempts in this game. Right here, he's going to fight for his catch, go right into him and get to the charity stripe. And even there, shows the kind of touch he has. That almost went in. Here he's showing the handle, a little between the legs, retreating, walking his man down. A little live dribble, pocket pass, bounce pass to the corner. Misses it, but again, shows he's composed, shows he can handle that pressure, handle it at his size. Darryn misses the pull-up. Nate gets a big block. Yeah, this was an impressive two-way performance by Nate. He was incredibly engaged, competitive, alert, and this was a big win for the Highland program. Nate showing that handle, comes off, sees the open man. Jump passes maybe aren't coach's favorite, but comes off, gets pretty low. Look at that angle, little in and out dribble, switch to his left hand, reads the help, finds the lift, stays alert, gets a nice dunk. Yeah, just really well-rounded player. Next possession, Highland guards making it tough on Darryn. This is a big-time split. This is his game. He's sharp. He's polished. Attacks the space. They give him way too much room. He finishes, but draw the foul. Showed that touch with the left hand. Nate makes it tough here. When you're 6'9" and you can, make plays defensively, shoot and pass, you have a lot of intrigue long term. Here we go. So Darryn's showing some of the playmaking here. Not rushing it, just calling for another screen. Good setup. Throwing his shoulder in defender, eating up space. No help, reads it. Easy two for Nico, who's going to Washington. Another defensive play by Nate. Kind of the trend in this game, especially early. Walking his man down. Reevaluating. Playing with that stick hand. Yeah, this is one of his better plays of the game, to be honest. Again, gets really low. Playing through that contact. Playing with good pace. Handling it. Spins. Recognizes the cut from the corner. Finds him for two. Really, really high level read. Next, fight for the catch. Call this a little chase action. Hits the screener. Plays off the shot. Gets downhill. Gets to the free throw line. Like we said, got there 10 times. Next possession, same thing, little chase. This time, he played off the shot before, got downhill. This time, they give him too much room. Quick fire. Look how high that release is. That's a tough contest at any level when he can get it up that quickly and smoothly. Cash. Again, showing composure, showing that ball handling under pressure. Gets around the corner, 2-foot jump stop, left hand dump off. Big time dunk in front of 20-plus NBA scouts. Start the second half. He's showing that handle, bringing the ball up the floor, changing speeds. Long strides, inside hand finish. Really, really advanced stuff. In the second half, Nate guarded Darryn a lot. He had a lot of pride in that matchup. He was eager to prove to make plays defensively. Darryn gets a switch, finds man in the corner, comes off. We were talking about, like, it's always simple with him. Like, he's not wasting, he's not, dribbling the air out of the ball. He's going to get to his spot. He's going to play off contact. He's going to have precise footwork, align his shoulders, and get his shot up. That is a tough one, though. Little pick and pop. Jab step, showing the handle. Draws, all 5 guys look at him, finds his man. Right here is the start of a really aggressive stretch by Darryn. He kind of changed the momentum of the game as Highland started to get a little bit of energy. Explodes for a big dunk here. Let out a nice yell. A little bit later, walks his man down. Really, really high level pull up 3. Sells, he's going downhill, gets a little bit of space. That's all the space he needs. Now, he just hit the 3. Walking his man down. He's playing a little bit too tight. Little hang dribble. Way too much space right by him. Easy finish. This extended the lead to 9. Highland stacked a couple buckets. Actually, a similar move here we saw from Darryn. Nate goes to that little bump fade, rises high. And like I said before, like, this is a really tough contest for any level when you're 6'9", you rise high like that, but especially at the high school level. And he takes full advantage of that. Here, 5-point game, prolific still up. Really smooth pick and roll pull up 3 from Darryn Peterson. Good timing, waits for the screen. Nice throw ahead. Lets his feet get set. Really good rhythm. And then right there, high release, tough contest. It's pretty good defense by Highland. They really did all they could. Another pick and roll. Easy too. Great high arcing pass that only he could catch. 3-point game. This is where, like, Nate really showed a willingness to defend. Late in the game, taking pride in that matchup with Darryn, holding his ground, getting a good contest against a pretty stern step back. Darryn gets him here. Little hang dribble. Crosses right past him for another big dunk. He had like a number of big dunks in this game. Here in transition, Darryn fighting down, just getting to the rim. This 6 or 7 minute stretch, he really got anywhere he wanted on the floor. A little baseline out of bounds, attacking space. Great defense by Nate, great contest. But, like, this is the footwork. This is the operation in tight spaces, getting his shot off against a 6'9" contest. Like, that's why you feel comfortable projecting Darryn's scoring to, like, a higher level, because, it translates. Like, the movements, it's all sharp. He's got terrific touch, and he doesn't do too much. He's not dribbling the air out of the basketball, like I said before. Nate advances the ball in transition, finds his shooter. Big time 3. 1-point game. We got the matchup again. Darryn dances with him a little bit, draws help, and shows that ability to read the floor. It's good defense by Nate, but the help just got caught, and he delivered, a really good pass, right in rhythm, right in the pocket of his teammate for 3. Here, Nate playing through contact, posting up. Darryn actually gets to the free throw line late. Pick and roll, gets a switch with Nate. This was really impressive, the way he covered ground, changed directions, and made it tough for Darryn to get a look. A little bit later, I think there's less than a minute left in the game. Kind of sucks there's no clock here. Darryn's dancing with him, and Nate draws a charge. Ultimately, this last real play and Highland gets a big win. But yeah, just kind of summing it up, like these are two of the best players in high school basketball, but like NBA scouts consider these two guys as, some of the premier prospects of any class right now from an NBA lens. After seeing, Cooper Flagg at Duke, Dylan and Ace at Rutgers, and then seeing Ament, Darryn Peterson, Cam Boozer, and AJ at Utah Prep, I mean, you can make the argument for a lot of these players being top tier upside. And it was great to be able to see them all in 1 week. But yeah, that's all we got for today. Leave a comment if you like these kind of film breakdowns, if you want to see more grassroots stuff. But yeah, it was super fun being at Hoop Hall. There's plenty of NBA teams in the building. And yeah, these next two drafts should be really fun to track because there's a lot of high level players that are already pretty good and they still have, tremendous room for improvement, which is always exciting.